I actually love calling these companies and saying hi. And I get the president of this company. And I say, hi, how you doing? Oh, hello, Mr. President-elect, congratulations. Yeah, congratulations. By the way, while we're on the phone, don't leave. Please don't leave. Please. And we've had great success. You'll be seeing a lot more success.
That was President-elect Trump on his thank you tour in Iowa, talking about his new way of dealing with individual companies. With us now, the panel. Dana, as a free market conservative, how comfortable are you with this new approach to keeping jobs in the United States?
Oh, Jake. All right, so let's just lay it out like this. This is how you get me to be your best friend. When you make remarks like, well, you know, I want to make it so great, the business climate in the United States. I want to make it so big league that nobody will ever want to leave because it's going to be so great to do business here, and other companies are going to want to come to the United States and do business. That is how you get that. That's how you deliver that. Not like, well, I'm going to penalize you if you leave. That makes people nervous when you do it like that.
Yeah. On the other hand, I have to say, Governor, during the primaries, Bernie Sanders, when he talked about Carrier leaving the United States, he suggested the same thing that we've heard coming from the Trump ranks, which is their parent company does a lot of deals with the Defense Department. Why not threaten to take away some of those contracts?
Listen, all I can say is you can't blame any leader, whether it's president or governor, because governors do this all the time,
or mayor
all the time,
to try to get somebody to stay or grow in your.
That's your job.
That is your job.
Part
That's
of your job.
Good for him for trying to do it. Bad for him for lying about the number of jobs. But the bottom line is whatever it takes. So put some Buy America provisions in the Water Resources Development Act.
Is not a strategy.
No, that's not an overall strategy.
You can't call everybody on the phone.
You need to have a broader strategy,
right.
clearly. And he needs to put forward what that is in addition to renegotiating.
But you're giving him credit for this.
Well, and I'm giving him credit for trying something.
I think we'll see that as a result of the Carrier deal. We'll see a more uniform policy dealing with corporations and keeping jobs here. But this is part of his, when he ran on keeping jobs here, making the work environment better for American workers. And whether it is a stick with providing tariffs on businesses or a carrot by providing tax incentives, the end result is keeping jobs here.
Here's a problem.
Tax increase from 35 to 15%. I mean, that's huge. Businesses see that, they're like, oh my gosh, that sounds like jobs being created.
He overstated the benefits, and those workers that remain are still subject to layoff by automation. So I'll give him credit for trying to do something. But let's say the tax incentives came from the state of Indiana. They didn't come from the federal government.
But his policy should be to empower governors to be able to have tools to be able to keep those jobs. He should build on what Obama was doing on these advanced manufacturing sectors that he's put all over the country if he really wants to keep advanced manufacturing here.
But
I love
this.
I love this.
I'm all about
But this is one of, it's interesting though. This is one of the issues here is you have the two Democrats at the table applauding this. I mean,
let me just say, applauding the effort to keep jobs in America.
And Jake,
but there needs to be policy behind it.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, Jake, we've both been chief executives.
Right? No. People trying to
when
keep
you sit in the
two Democrats who have tried to keep jobs in New Orleans and in Michigan.
But what about the winners and losers? But I'm kind of chuckling because don't pick winners and losers on the one side.
But isn't that the problem here for conservatives?
Trickle down on one side.
Free market. That's the motive behind having a uniform policy. You're not picking winners and losers. You're making an environment that creates jobs and allows corporations
and that gets
to make
this
money.
incentive. First off, lowering the corporate tax rate from 35 to 15 is great because why shouldn't businesses be able to keep more of their revenue so that they can create more jobs and add benefits? But the second thing is that this particular job with Carrier, this was done by the state of Indiana, and I don't think that you can replicate this this particular move with every single state because your vice president-elect isn't always going to be the governor of that particular state. Indiana chose to do this. This is what voters decided to do.
But some of the money going from the state, some of the money going from the state of Indiana to Carrier will be used to automate the plant to ultimately get rid of some of those jobs.
The bigger stick is using government contracting because Carrier.
But you think that's okay to do that?
I think it's an important tool that we have to say if we're going to do business with you. If the taxpayers are going to do business with you, we want the jobs to be here in the United States. We want your company to be committed to the United States.
Donald Trump had a chance this week of telling Paul Ryan to put in the Water Resources Development Act, which puts pipes in the ground for water, that we want Buy America provisions in that. It was an amendment by Sherrod Brown and Tammy Baldwin on the Senate side. They asked Paul Ryan to put it in. He did not do it. Donald Trump could put his money where his mouth is. Ask Congress now to put Buy America provisions in the water resources.
Direct address to
wanna see-
camera there.
I wanna
I'm just
see other
saying, right to
states-
Donald,
I
'cause I
want
know
to
he's
see
watching.
these sorts of incentives be utilized in other states the way Indiana voters and the governor of Indiana chose to do this. And then after this, then they can get to national
But
reciprocity.
this is interesting.
Then I'll be super
But
happy.
this is what just happened here is interesting because one of the things that conservatives complained about Donald Trump during the primaries, conservatives such as you,
Yes.
Dana, is Donald Trump in some ways is a Democrat, a populist Democrat. Obviously, not in every way, but I mean, here we have an example of it, and it's very
Really
interesting.
involves being an active chief executive and using the powers of your office. And I would gather that other presidents have made calls, they just didn't tweet it out.
Very interesting. We have to go right now. Oh, come on! You made your direct address to Congress to the president, to Donald Trump himself. Okay, after the break.